Describe a special cake you received from others. You should say when it happened, where it happened, who you got the cake from, and explain why it's a special cake. Celebration is an integral part of human culture. It allows us to pause and appreciate life's milestones. Among all the elements of a party, a custom centerpiece always stands out. Food, especially confectionery, has a unique way of evoking nostalgia. It translates abstract feelings of love into a tangible, delicious form. I have experienced many celebrations over the years. Yet, one specific milestone remains vividly etched in my memory. It was a moment where culinary art met deep personal sentiment. I would love to talk about a truly extraordinary confection I received. This memorable event occurred about 3 years ago. It happened right when I was completing my undergraduate degree. The timing coincided perfectly with my 21st birthday. We held a small, intimate gathering at a rustic countryside bistro. The venue was booked by my closest childhood friends. I arrived expecting a simple, standard dinner with the group. Instead, they had planned a massive, heartwarming surprise for me. Midway through the evening, the lights suddenly dimmed. My friends walked out carrying a spectacular, multi-tiered cake. The entire room burst into song as they approached the table. I was completely taken aback by the sheer size of it. It was not just a dessert, it was a visual masterpiece. The cake was designed to look like a stack of vintage travel suitcases. Each layer represented a different country I dreamed of visiting. The details were incredibly precise, down to the edible luggage tags. It featured miniature fondant globes and tiny sugar airplanes. My friends had secretly commissioned a local artisan baker for this. They spent weeks planning the design behind my back. The flavors were just as sophisticated as the exterior design. The bottom tier was a rich, dark Belgian chocolate. It was infused with a subtle hint of fresh orange zest. The top layer consisted of a delicate lemon and elderflower sponge. It tasted absolutely heavenly and melted in the mouth. Everyone at the restaurant was stopping in their tracks to look at it. What made this cake so incredibly special was the deep thought behind it. I have always been an avid traveler at heart. My friends knew I was planning a solo backpacking trip after graduation. The cake served as a beautiful, symbolic send-off for my upcoming journey. It showed that my inner circle truly understood my deepest passions. They didn't just buy a generic cake from a local supermarket. They went the extra mile to personalize every single detail. Seeing their effort really warmed the cockles of my heart. It illustrated the depth of our long-standing friendship. Eating it felt bittersweet because the artwork was so stunning. We eventually cut into it and shared it with the entire restaurant. The shared laughter and joy amplified the entire experience. It perfectly encapsulated the transition into a new chapter of my life. That night taught me how food can bring people closer together. Even now, looking back at the photos brings a massive smile to my face. It remains the most sentimental gift I have ever received. 1-minute cue card cheat code. Topic: describe a special cake you received from others. When? 21st birthday. Final year. Exam time. Where? College hostel. My room. Surprise party. Who? Closest friends. Homemade cake. Secret plan. Cake. Chocolate. Layers. Strawberries. Never stop believing. Surprise. Lights on. Balloons. photos, fairy lights, effort, online tutorials, failed attempt, stayed awake, homemade, feelings, shocked, caught off guard, over the moon, emotional, why special, made with love, came from the heart, friendship, support during exams, lesson, small gestures, real friendship, emotional value, unforgettable memory, Band 9 vocabulary, hectic, overwhelmed, extravagant, genuine affection, meaningful gesture, luxurious, heartfelt, memorable, Band 9 idioms, put on the back burner, caught off guard, over the moon, came from the heart, take my mind off, brings back memories, stood by me, hold a special place in my heart. Part 3 follow-up questions. Question 1. What do you think of people using their mobile phones during a meal? Personally, I believe excessive phone use during meals is rather impolite. Primarily, it distracts people from meaningful face-to-face conversations. Consequently, genuine emotional connection and active listening gradually weaken. Nevertheless, occasional use for urgent matters can be completely understandable. After all, unexpected emergencies sometimes demand immediate attention. For instance, a doctor may need to answer an urgent hospital call. Conversely, scrolling through social media shows little respect for others. Moreover, constant notifications interrupt the natural flow of conversation. As a result, shared meals become less engaging and emotionally rewarding. It is widely held that dining together strengthens personal relationships. Therefore, putting phones aside demonstrates consideration and good social etiquette. Overall, balanced and mindful phone use creates a far more enjoyable dining experience. Question 2. What are the differences between special food in India and other countries? Broadly speaking, Indian special food is remarkably diverse and deeply traditional. In contrast, many countries emphasize simpler flavors and fewer spices. Moreover, Indian cuisine varies significantly across different regions and cultures. Consequently, every festival and celebration features distinctive traditional dishes. For instance, biryani, sweets, and festive curries symbolize hospitality and celebration. Conversely, many Western special meals highlight meat, cheese, or baked dishes. It is widely held that food reflects a nation's history and identity. Furthermore, local climate and available ingredients shape culinary traditions. As a result, cooking methods and flavor profiles differ considerably worldwide. Nevertheless, special food everywhere brings families and communities closer together. Therefore, cultural differences enrich global cuisine rather than creating barriers. Overall, every country's special food represents its unique heritage and values. Question 3. Is there any food in your country that is eaten at special times or on special occasions? Absolutely, India has countless traditional foods prepared for special occasions. Interestingly, every festival features its own signature dishes and recipes. Moreover, these foods carry deep cultural and religious significance. Consequently, preparing them strengthens family traditions across generations. For instance, sweets like laddus and barfi are common during festivals. Similarly, biryani is often served at weddings and grand celebrations. It is widely held that festive meals unite relatives and close friends. Furthermore, many recipes are preserved through generations with great pride. As a result, food becomes a powerful symbol of identity and belonging. Nevertheless, modern lifestyles have slightly changed traditional cooking habits. Therefore, many families still prioritize homemade dishes on important occasions. Overall, special food remains an essential part of India's cultural heritage. Question 4. Why are some people willing to spend a lot of money on meals on special days? I believe memorable occasions deserve experiences beyond ordinary daily routines. Primarily, expensive meals create lasting memories with loved ones. Moreover, people associate fine dining with celebration and appreciation. Consequently, the emotional value often outweighs the financial cost. For instance, birthdays and anniversaries are frequently celebrated at luxury restaurants. Likewise, families may organize elaborate feasts during important festivals. It is widely held that sharing exceptional meals strengthens personal relationships. Furthermore, premium food often offers superior quality and outstanding service. As a result, the entire dining experience feels more meaningful and enjoyable. Nevertheless, spending excessively without financial planning can be unwise. Therefore, celebrating responsibly is more important than displaying wealth. Overall, people invest in special meals because meaningful moments are truly priceless. Question 5. Do you think it's good to communicate when eating with your family? Absolutely, family meals provide an ideal opportunity for meaningful communication. Moreover, regular conversations strengthen trust and emotional understanding. Consequently, family members feel more connected and genuinely supported. It is widely held that shared meals reinforce strong family values. Furthermore, parents can guide children through everyday discussions. For instance, families often exchange school, work, and personal experiences. Similarly, discussing challenges encourages mutual support and practical advice. Nevertheless, respectful listening is equally important as speaking. Otherwise, conversations may become arguments instead of positive interactions. Therefore, keeping phones away encourages greater attention and deeper engagement. As a result, family relationships become stronger and more resilient. Overall, communicating during meals is a simple yet invaluable family tradition.